You know, we get a lot of bubbleheads in our stores, and they tell us that they're going to build the best computer ever. No, it's more like this. Oh, man, I can build you the best computer ever. It will never fail. And the truth is that when you build things yourself, you typically build a gaming computer. And then they overclock them and they do all these weird things to them. And before you know it, we end up with them in our stores because the guy who built them either went back to his native country or is in jail or something. And they tell us, well, this thing's not working right. Well, of course it's not working right. He used crap parts. He marked them up a bunch, and I don't know. It's not as cheap as you think it is. I mean, some of these i7 processors are close to $400 for the newest ones. It's not uncommon to spend $250 to $400 on a processor. And then the motherboard, you have to pick the right one. And how do you know which one's the right one? And how do you know that this manufacturer is making high quality products, or they're just cutting corners to get the price down? So what this video is talking about is the computer that the average user, the business user, the home user, the student, something that we would recommend to all our customers. And these are the only ones we recommend because they're pretty much the industry standard. My name is Chuck Fresh. I'm the PCGYN, and this is Computer Care Clinic's Tip of the Day. This is an old school Dell Latitude. It's 8 or 9 years old, the D630 series. You may have seen these in your local businesses. Why? Because businesses are smart. They buy these things by the thousand. And you can bet your bippy they're not going to buy something that's going to break down every 5 minutes. It's going to cost them more money in the long run. We're still using a lot of these things. This is actually a customer's several years old. He brought it in for a tune-up. Nothing wrong with it. Here's a little bit more recent Latitude. Again, absolutely nothing wrong with this guy, too. We buy them off lease, and then we sell them to our customers because you just can't buy a computer this good. This thing's probably 5 years old, and it's running Windows 7 flawlessly, just as well as almost any store-bought computer, in some cases even better. And the accessories are mind-blowing. This is called a docking station. What you can do is pop this down at your desk, connect a full-size monitor, full-size keyboard, and a mouse, and a printer, and all your stuff, and you just pop that baby in there. It slides right in, and you've got a complete desktop station. So you don't have to mess around with the keyboard or the tiny little trackpad if you hate that. And then you just pop it out of the docking station when you want to go mobile. And these accessories are only available for business class computers. You typically can't get these on home class computers. You can get kind of sort of docking stations through USBs and stuff, but nothing that's built to work fundamentally this way. And you can only get this in business class computers. And stepping up a little bit more in the future, this is my wife's work computer, another Dell Latitude, an even later series. This one's probably 3 years old. Never had a single problem with it. Are you starting to see a pattern here? You've bought your store-bought Walmart computer and it's died in 2 years, but these things just keep on chugging. There's a reason for that. And here's a new one, the new 3000 series. They're bottom-of-the-line series, but still a business-class laptop made by Dell, part of the Latitude series. Now, this is basically all she needs. She does email. She does some QuickBooks on here. She's running a small business with this computer. And she asked me, she goes, I want something that's going to last me 3, 4, 5 years. I don't want something I'm going to buy and she's going to die in a couple of months like her last one did. We won't mention the manufacturer. And I said, you have to go with this one. This is it. This is the one that the big companies use, your Grummans, your Harrises, your NASAs. I don't know if probably the government uses these things too, a lot in the military. But these are a heavy-duty workhorse computer. And there's something about them, although I can't get anybody at Dell to give me statistics on mean time between failure because I don't know if they either have those anymore or if it's a trade secret. I'm not sure what's what, but very, very few failures. Of course, it's electronics. They're susceptible to drops and power surges and all that stuff, but we see fewer failures on these things than we see on any other line of laptops. It may have something to do with the heat dissipation because it's a metal case. It's got better hinges. And as far as the hard drives and the memory and the processors go, they're pretty much identical, but it's the motherboard and the chassis, the case, and also a better keyboard in these things that help these things survive a little bit longer. Now, there's also a desktop version called the Optiplex. And if you want something that's uber reliable, you're going to want to pick up a desktop. A desktop will almost always have twice the life of a laptop computer because there's more room for heat to escape, more fans, more airflow. They even make a real tiny one now that pops right underneath your desk or on the back of a monitor. And they also have several all-in-one features now, too, which are very, very nice. Real easy, almost a toolless chassis. You can just pop them out with these real easy levers and remove hard drives and replace parts in the event that something fails. The warranties are better, but they're just better made. They won't come clean on what the difference is in that motherboard, but there is something that's made differently in these things. Either more solder, more time, better capacitors. I can't get anybody to fess up on what the program is, but it is a better computer. Now, as far as ordering one, you have to do it through Dell's website because you cannot buy a business class computer in any store. You can't buy them at Walmart, can't buy them at Best Buy or any big box store. You have to order these online. Fortunately, a lot of these pre-builts are ready to ship and will ship the next business day for little to no additional charge. As long as you buy one of their pre-configured systems. And they have a lot to choose from on their website. And when you go to their website, you have to choose for work. You'll see two sections. One says for home, one says for work. If you go to the for work, it'll take you into the Latitude and Optiplex series. So we're looking at the Latitude. This is the E6000 series. This is probably the industry standard for most corporate types. And again, it's just a workhorse, man. They buy these things by the thousand. Dell pretty much, I believe they stake their reputation on this particular computer. They sell so many of these. And they work and just so long and so well and with very few failures that people just gravitate to these things for some reason. You ask anybody in an IT department that's using Dell stuff, and they'll tell you the same thing. No one knows why, but there's some kind of magic, some kind of juju in the production process on these things that just makes them super reliable. A lot of information about them on the website. Prices are very, very comparable to the typical store-bought computer. You get a lot of bang for your buck here. For just under $1,100, you're going to get state-of-the-art stuff. It's going to be super fast, and it's going to last you at least 3 years, if not 5 to 7. We've got some of these things, again, 8, 10 years old, and they're running Windows 7. I tried to nail down customer support again. I've tried this before. I said, what's the mean time between failure difference? And he just gives me this store-bought cheesy stuff, and I can't get any straight answers. But there is definitely something under the hood here that's better. They're affordable, they're thin, they're svelte, they work well, they're super reliable. It's the only computer that I recommend for my customers to buy. Now, if you're a gamer, you're probably going to want to do something else, and you're some kind of genius, and you're going to figure out your own solution there. So just go away at this point because you're not important. And you're temporary, too. Go get an Xbox. But if you're a business user, an average user, a professional, somebody who actually earns money for a living, you're going to want to get a business-class computer and definitely choose that over any home-class computer or anything your neighbor or next-door rocket scientist is going to build. My name is Chuck Fresh. I'm the PCGYN. This is Computer Care Clinic's Tip of the Day.